Got a new fish house on wheels, and we're pulled out on the ice. Hooked behind my pickup truck. Boy, she sure looks nice. Got a furnace with a thermostat. Bunks on all four walls.
Good afternoon. We're out on Maple Lake today. It's Wright County Fishin Adventures. It's Tim the Fisher Guy. It's not our first ice fishing trip. It's December 13th. It's about 3:15, 3:10, something like that. And it's gorgeous out. As you can see, there's nobody on the lake except me and Ben and a handful of guys up there, up closer. But we figured today was a good enough day to come out and run some tip-ups. We got one there, one here, one out there, and one there with a flag up. So we're going to go see what's on it. I'll tell you about depths in a little while. We're not in a real hurry. We got the circle hooks on them, so it can run as long as it wants to and still have the hook hopefully come into the corner of its mouth. This tip up is in 20 feet. 20 feet of water, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet off the bottom. And this may not even be a flag. Oh, there it is, never mind. I thought our little black spindle had popped off, which has happened before. Well, there's no spinning. It's been up for not too long. Like I said, it's not exactly our first trip this year. I just haven't been around enough to make a video. Gotten around to making a video. I didn't make many last winter, so I'll have some catching up to do that I'll show you in a little while after we take care of this fish, hopefully. We're going to give it a little bit, see if it starts spinning. The ice is real clear. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything below, but you should be able to right here. You can see the hole where I drilled, I think. Or I'm potentially just doing really bad videoing and it looks horrible. Either way, I apologize. Alright, well, it hasn't spun yet, but I did lift it up and check it, and there is a bunch of line out, and it's taking out the side. So we're going to find out if there's going to be a fish. Like I said earlier, we can just pull it tight, and it's a drop. Took out a couple feet of line. I think he got our sucker, too. He did. Alright, we'll rebait and get it back down. Show you guys how we set our tip-ups here. I have a circle hook here. It's red. I don't know the size exactly. I could tell you later, but I don't know that I'll remember. I have this one's a little bit longer because I just retied it recently. This is new tip-up. So it's about a 5-foot leader, monofilament. It's 20-pound test to 40-pound braid. It's a 50 yards of 40-pound braid. I got a little bit bigger of a sinker tied to the circle hook with just a regular old swivel on there, so rather than tying it to the line. This is our last tip up, so if you see me looking around, it's because I'm checking all the other ones. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take your depth finder. This tip up, we did check our depths with my Markham, which I'll show you later, is about 17 feet. So what we're going to do is take your depth finder, drop it in the hole. This is your line marker. I was fishing in way shallower water earlier this week, so that's why I got to take that off, because it was way too shallow. So as you can see, it's just going to run down until it hits the bottom, and it'll stop. You'll lift it up, and there's bottom. This is where it's completely slack, as you can see. So you're going to want to find bottom. You're going to keep it in your hand, and you're going to go to your tip up, and you're going to hold it here. Make sure, because this is how much sticks in the water. So even if I were to set my line marker and set the depth here, this would still be right flat on the bottom, because that's how far this goes into the hole. So you got to mark that off, and then this is your new bottom. From there, we're going to go, I think I did that one in about 1.5 feet. I did the one to the north, or Ben did the one to the north in about 2 feet off the bottom, and the one to the east is about 2 feet off the bottom also. So we're going to do this one just at 1 foot. So you'll mark 1 foot, you'll take your line marker, and you'll clip it on to your line. Make sure it's all the way on there. I don't have to worry about it being frozen today, because here in Minnesota it's about 45 degrees today. It's December
13th.
13th. So now if you were to look down the hole, you'd see that it's about 1.5 foot underneath the water, which is exactly where I want it to be. So then you're going to take your tip up, hold it in one hand, make sure you keep the line in one hand and not tangled all over everything else. And I like to just hand wrap it most of the time. It's just quicker and it keeps it a little tighter on the reel. Until your line marker gets almost all the way up, make sure you put it through the eye of the tip up and reel it up so that it sits just like that. And then once we get a minnow on there, that's what'll sit in the hole. So the next thing I do is I always just pull it straight up. Don't reel the line back up or anything, just leave the line lay in the ice. That way your lengths and your depths are not going to get bumped or moved or anything. Make sure you don't lose that, drop it down the hole. Gotta grab a sucker here. We're using medium suckers, which are between about 5 and 7 inches most of the time if you get good ones. Otherwise, sometimes they're a little bigger, and in the late season they'll run a little smaller. As I said, we're on Maple Lake today, fishing out here, just running some tip-ups because it's nice out and we only got a couple hours before dark anyway. It is about 1:30, 2 o'clock. So, what I do with mine, the other one, I have a couple that I clipped the tails off of. You cut them off here. They struggle a little bit more in the water and it gives them a little bit more action, draws a little bit more attention. The water here is crystal clear. If I had our fish house up, I could probably see clear to the bottom and sight fish. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our circle hook, we're going to go right here in front of the dorsal fin, and we're going to just put it in just a little bit, slide it underneath the skin, and pop it back up. So hopefully when the fish grabs it, you can see he's already excited to go swimming. When the fish grabs it, he'll hopefully grab it by the head and swallow it down. So that way, when we do get the fish on the tip up, all we have to do, it'll swallow it. The hook is designed so that when you pull it tight, it comes straight out and hopefully it'll lock right in the corner of the mouth. So then, we're going to drop it down. We're going to let the minnow and the sinker do all the work. We don't have to do anything. We're going to make sure it doesn't tangle, since I can see it going down there. And we're just going to feed our line so it gets clear, gets to the depth we set it at, as you can see. This is a little bit smaller of a minnow, so I'm going to set our fish trap, our tip up, however you would like to call it, in whatever state you live in. I know they call it different everywhere else. Most tip ups have one side where it's got a big gap on the T-bar, and you use that. I use it for when I have heavier minnows, bigger minnows, so they have to chew on it and actually take it, so the minnow can't pull it off either. And then there's a thinner side. Since this is a little bit smaller of a minnow and I'm not expecting a huge fish, I'm going to put it a little bit lighter, and we're ready to go. Hey guys, alright, I figure I should give you a little overview of the stuff that's new from last year since I only got one video in. I know I never got one with this in. This is my new auger. It's the Jiffy, I think it's the SDI 640 or SDI 40, something like that, SDI 60, something like that. I bought it brand new last year with my tax rebate. Thank you, government. Thank you, me, for working. 8-inch auger. Quality. Good enough for me. Gets my holes punched. Saves me that much time and that much hassle. You got the tip-up bucket. You got my rod bucket. I think that's everything new in here. I'll show you my new Markham that you saw a little bit last year, but I'll give it to you again in a little while. Alright, so my other new addition is my Markham Showdown Ice Troller 2.0. It's real little. That's the travel case. That's an extra upgrade you gotta buy. It's real dark. Shadows are bad. It runs on the same battery everything else runs on, same as a Vexar or anything else. It's got the vertical screen, shows the fish by lines, and as you can see, you know I don't have big hands. It's the same size as my hand. Perfect for running around, and I use it for catching fish, and it works just like a dream. Alright, it is 4:20. Sun's going down behind me. Well, kinda. We gotta work on getting out of here, but I was going around, and about 5 minutes ago I changed the depths on some of the suckers one last time to see if we could trigger something. And we got a flag, and it looks like it's spinning. Looks like we're gonna have a fish here in a little bit. Awesome, and this is on Ben's tip-up, so hopefully we'll get Ben's first tip-up fish on camera, which would be super, super cool. Ben, go around the other side. Don't do it yet. We don't. Was it when you saw it up? Was it still swaying at all?
I don't think so.
The reason I ask is if it's a freshly popped one. Sometimes, especially if you're just running tip-ups like this, just sitting out here, you can still see it, still see the spring on it as it goes. With these circle hooks, we want to make sure that they've swallowed it completely. And usually they'll grab it and they'll run a little bit, and then they'll stop and eat it, and then they'll start swimming real slow. And when they start, see, like now, it looks like it's come to a stop, so it looks like it's eating it. So in a little bit, we're going to give it another minute or two before we pull on it, and then hopefully there'll be a fish on it.
I'm
What
going the opposite
way
way,
is he
right?
going?
Going that way.
Well, and you don't really need to pull on it. You're just going to pull it up tight, just like you're reeling in a fish. You don't need to set the hook or anything with these circle hooks. They just
I wouldn't
pull
know
straight out of
about
the
that,
belly
though.
and go right in. Yeah, you did. You used them this summer.
Oh yeah, but I never catch fish.
Well, he's got a fair point. All right, so when it starts going again, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna pull it tight, and we're gonna hopefully pull up a fish. It'll probably be a small northern, which is really what we're targeting. That's most of what's in this lake. There's some good perch and good crappie and good walleye if you can find them. Good sunfish. In the summer, it's a great bass fishery, and I've had fun out here. There's normally a big tournament. We may do some clips when we come out here for the tournament. I doubt we'll get anything, but it's always a good time. This whole lake gets filled. From here to shore, we're only 50 yards from shore, 80 yards from shore maybe. All right, here we go. Once it really starts moving, we're gonna pull on it. It just turned a little bit. So in just a second here, we're gonna give it a go. The tournament from about that far tip up, the first one that popped up, and there was nothing on it. So from that far tip up there, the first one that popped up, and to that ice, the white ice beyond it, from there all the way to shore, all the way around the lake, it's filled with houses and tip ups and cars and everything. The prize is 39th biggest northern this year. Will get a fully decked out ice castle fish house. First prize as well, first through 39th, 38th, all win prizes as well out of a drawing. Well, they have a pile of prizes, and if you had the biggest fish, you get to go pick what prize you want from there. Or sometimes they're set, depending on the slot you finished. I don't remember. I didn't win anything last year. The northern we got was 0.86 pounds. It's a real little one. But we're not 100% sure what's going on. And since we're running out of daylight, Ben's got places to be, and it's almost dark. The fog's starting to roll in because it's nice and warm still. We are going to pull it. So Ben, when you're ready, grab it right there. How's it feel?
Empty.
Empty?
Yeah.
No minnow even? Huh?
There's something on here.
Is there?
I think so. Oh, it felt like two little pulls, but
Well, it could be real little. Or it could be the sucker. I guess we'll find out.
oh, there's something on here.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I think so. That was another two jerks right there.
There's our bobber
Hope
stop.
so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think this.
You coming up?
Yep.
Here he comes. Be
Oh.
careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
Let him run. That's why you lay the line like that. There is a fish on here. Beauty. He took so much line he didn't realize he was hooked. I'm going to try and help Ben land him without dropping anything and without losing footage. Let him go. If he wants to go, let him go. He didn't fight much coming up. You didn't know he was there, so if you can gain line on him without giving any slack, then gain line. Otherwise, just keep it tight. If he pulls, let him pull. If you can take line, take line. If he wants to take it, take it. Try and keep it off the ice on the bottom. You want to keep it off the ice so that nothing happens to him, because that line will get caught even though it's 40-pound test. Don't give him line, don't give him slack. If he stops pulling line out of your hands, keep pulling. There's our leader. Let him go. If he wants to pull, don't pull against him if he's going to run. You can see him in the ice. You can see him down there. Looks like he's probably right below me going in a circle. Should be coming up soon. Don't give him that slack. Keep pressure on him. Here he comes. There he is.
That's not a keeper, is it?
Yeah, we'll keep that
Really?
one.
Sweet.
We'll keep that one. Hold him up. Not big.
But hey, that's
But-
my first on the tip up, so.
There it is. Benny's first tip-up fish. Maple Lake, Minnesota. It's about 4:30. Sun's going down. Fog's rolling in. 40-degree day, 45-degree day. It'll probably be nice again tomorrow. And we'll keep this one. We'll keep the little ones and get them out of the lake. This one actually is probably close to a prize-winning fish in this lake as far as the tournament goes. And he wasn't caught last year. They'll clip the tails. So his
They throw 'em
tail's
back?
clean. Oh, you can throw them back, but they clip the tail so you don't try and register them again.
Gotcha.
So, with that, we'll say goodbye for this adventure, or this episode of Wright County Fishin Adventures. Congratulations, Ben.
I fish lots of lakes, I fish them all year round. Oh, I fish lots of lakes, everywhere I'm bound. Can't say which lake's the best until I try.